Let's continue. So as we have discussed, okay, I explain you all this. What is oviparous? What is viviparous? What are amphibians? What are aves, reptiles, rodents, mammals? With examples. Is it clear for you? Okay. Previous to this, we are discussing about this table, that is sparrow, okay, it's a bird, okay, and also a dog, it's an animal. What type of food they eat? Some animals, some are birds, they eat worms. Some birds or some animals, they eat grains. Some, they eat only grass. Example, okay, for grass eating animal, if you take the example for I'm taking the third animal, that is like a sheep. Let me take a sheep. This is animal. We know this is an animal. Is that no? Is this a bird? No, it's not a bird. It's an animal. It's an animal. So this animal, okay, what they eat or drink? Okay, they drink Pepsi, na? Is that no? Okay, sheep, they eat Pepsi. They drink Pepsi. Yes? No. Okay. So no. Okay, here sheep. This animal, it comes under an animal. It comes under an animal. So what they eat? They eat grass. They eat grass. They eat grass. Plant products. Plants are plant products. Grass. How they find the food? How they find the food? How do you find? Okay. How do these sheep find the grass? Okay. Somewhere here the grass is. So I should go and eat that. So I should fill my stomach. I should fill my stomach. I should get some energy. So how it will be knowing it? Means somebody maybe explaining that sheep go this side, some grass is there. So go this side. Okay, well somebody explains. Can you able to understand what the other person is saying? So go that side. Okay, there the grass is, there the plant products are there. Please go there. So if you say something like that, can it understand? No. Okay, by seeing, okay, it moves here and there. And also, okay, for sure, even the person who raised these animals, that is shepherd, also diverts with the help of a stick. With the help of a stick, okay, move the side, okay, move that side, okay. So say he shows some action, okay, or he threatens that animals with the stick. He diverts the animals in which direction they should move. In which direction they should move. He diverts. But still, okay, it should see that. It should weave that by weaving, by seeing. So it searches food. Okay, it searches food by seeing. How it is? By seeing. It moves to the, or it finds the grass, or it finds the food. Okay, it finds the food by seeing. That's what. And we see different other animals also. Okay, like a vulture. And what about this other animals like rats? How do they find the food? By sniffing, even by smelling, that also. Okay, sniffing is nothing but smelling. By smelling, it finds its food. Honeybees, it moves towards the flower where it can able to get more nectar, more honey. Nectar is nothing but honey. Honeybees, they move here and there, and where there is a nectar, or where there is a honey, it moves towards that, it diverts towards that by sniffing. It even observes, okay, with the help of smell. It moves here and there and finds the nectar, okay, a smell of nectar, and it tries to take the nectar inside. Okay, now let's move on to the next part of our lesson. Animal group, food group, and also different animals are there. So let's see that. This is table 2 for you in your textbook. Okay, here serial number is there, and also next one is food group, and the other one is key examples. Other one is examples. Okay, so let's see. We discussed different basing on the animals. They eat different type of food materials. They eat different type of food materials. Here 1, 2 and 3. So only plants. First group, food group, that is only plants, and only animals, and next both plants and animals. Okay, here what are the examples for the animals which eat only plants? Which organisms eats only plants? Can you guess? So I repeat this one. So this is a tabular form. We need to find out, or we need to give some examples for the animals, for the organisms which eats only plants, and which organisms eats only animals. Examples for the animals which eat only other animals. And here, so organisms which eat both plants and animals. And what do we call them as? Let's observe that. So here I am taking this other column also, type of animal this is. Okay, so here listen, understand which animals eat only plants. Can you give some examples? Yes, cow, it eats only plants. Okay, and also here deer, it eats only plants. And next, can you give some more examples? Okay, you can take one notebook and list out whatever you can. Next, here, so cow, it eats only plants. Deer, it eats only plants. And also sheep, goat, all these animals only plants. They depend on only plants. Plant eating animals. All these are some of the examples for the plant eating animals. What do we call those plant eating animals as? We call them as herbivores. 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 Herbs. Herbs. What do you mean by this herbs? Herbs are nothing but small plants. Herbs. Okay, these animals, they eat the herbs, or they eat the plant products, or the plants only. Plants are plant products. So those organisms which eat only plants or plant products, we call them as herbivores. Here, type of animal. Okay, type of animal. This is not given for you, but I'm showing. Okay, I'm explaining about this also. Okay, this is not discussed in your textbook. In this table, in this tabular form, table 2 in your textbook. So this is not discussed, but I'm still explaining you. Listen. Here, serial number 1, 2, 3, like this is given, and food group. Which food groups? Okay, only plants they eat, or only animals they eat. Okay, which animals eat both plants and animals? Okay, here, so animals which eat only plants. Okay, we call them as herbivores. Examples for this: cow, deer, sheep and goat. If you know few more, you can list out those. Also. Next, animals which eat only animals. Okay, are organisms which eat only animals. Which organisms eat only animals? So these animals, what do we call them as? We call them as carnivores. What do you call them as? Carnivores. Carnivores. Carnivorous or carnivores. Okay, carnivorous animals are carnivores. So examples for this carnivores: lion, tiger, leopard, cheetah, fox, wolf, wolf, okay, and also vulture. Okay, so this vulture it comes under. Okay, let's observe this. Carnivores, okay, are the organisms which eats only the animals. Example like lion comes under this, tiger, fox, wolf, and even cheetah. Cheetah. Cheetah also comes under this. Okay, carnivores only. Is it clear for you? So what do you mean by carnivores here? So animals which eat other animals, which depend on other animal for its nutrition, for its food. So we call them as carnivores. And next, other one is, that is third, okay, both plants and animals. Which animal eats both plants and animals? What do we call them as? We call them as omnivores. We call them as omnivores. Okay, omnivores or omnivores. OMNIVORES, omnivores. Herbivores, carnivores, omnivores. Okay, these organisms, examples, okay, human beings. We people comes under, okay, omnivores only. Human beings, crow, and also dog. Dog also comes under this only. So etc. etc. Here also etc. Here also. Try to understand this well once again here. So food group, only plant parts, that is herbivores. Next one is carnivores, and the other one is omnivores. Listen. As we discussed earlier, different animals, they are having different eating habits. Some animals eats only plants and their products, and those organisms which eat only plants and their products, we call them as herbivores. We call them as herbivores. Examples for this: cow, deer, sheep, goat, etc. Next, other one, okay, animals are the organisms which eat only the other animals, okay, other animal for their nutrition. They depend on other organism for its nutrition, for its survival, for its food, to fill their stomach. Every organism kills the other animal, or he moves from place to place in search of food. In search of food. We need to fill our stomach. We feel hungry. Whenever we feel hungry, we try to do, animals, they try to, okay, they kill other animals, or they try to take the, okay, nutrition from the other plant. Okay, so organisms which eats only plants, we call them as carnivores. Example for this: lion, tiger, fox, wolf, cheetah, etc. These are some of the examples for the carnivores. And next, that is third point, okay, animals are the organisms which eat, organisms which depend on both plants and animals for its nutrition, or for their nutrition, for their survival, or for their food. So what do we call them as? We call them as omnivores. We call them as omnivores. OMNI, omnivores. So they eat both, whatever it may be, whether it is a plant product or animal product, they eat both. So human beings comes under omnivores only. Okay, crow, it also eat both, okay, plant products, just like rice, any curry, okay, and even it eats the flesh of other animal. Do you know these crows, we call them as natural scavengers. We call them as natural scavengers. Why do we call them as natural scavengers? Which are called as scavengers here? Organisms which eat dead and decayed matter. What other matter it may be, whether it is dead, okay, example like any organism died over there, any dog or any other animal. So this crow, it goes and it eats that. And if you throw some waste food, okay, the food which you have left out, if you left away, which is rotten, if you throw it away, even that food is taken by this crow. So it is said to be a natural scavenger, which is called as natural scavenger. So all these plants and even, okay, all these plants and animals are the main sources of food. Like us, animals also depend on the sources of the other organisms. How we people are depending? How we people are depending on the other animal or other plants for our survival, for our nutrition, and even other animals also, many more, the organisms which are present around us, organisms which we can see and which we cannot see, which can be seen by us and which cannot be seen by us, which are present around us and which are away to us, which are far from us. All these animals, including us, we try to depend on other organism for our survival or for our nutrition. We try to grab the food. Next, tracking down food. So different organisms, they track the food. What is tracking here? So you might have seen in some pictures, they'll fix a tracking device. So tracking device, what is a tracking device? What do you mean by tracking here? So tracking is nothing but to find out where the other person or other location, we need to find out the location. They'll fix a small device, tracking device we call it as. So wherever this, example, A and B are there, two people are there. So here, for B is a person, for this person, a tracking device is fixed. And wherever this B goes, A can, or this particular person can able to find out wherever he moves. Wherever this person moves, wherever he goes, he can able to find from any corner of the country. Any corner of the country, he can able to find out easily. Where this particular person is going. That device which is connected or which is fixed to this B, to locate or to show where he is exactly, that device is known as tracking device. Tracking is nothing but we are finding out where he is. Another one, if you book any product in Amazon or in a Flipkart, so we can track where our product is, whether it is shipped. Shipping means it is on the way, it is delivered to so and so parcel person, or it is near, in how many days we can able to reach that, in how many days or in how many hours we can get that product, we can track out, we can find out. So in the same manner, here different animals, they track the food materials, they'll find out the food materials. We discussed some animals, they sniff. Example like dogs, they sniff. They smell. This sniffing is nothing but smell. They smell here and they move here and they find out whether the food is there or not. Whenever there is a food near to it, it can able to get that smell. Rats and even ants. Somewhere here I placed some quantity of sugar. Here. So after some time we see many of the ants come one after the other and stick to this one. They try to take the food, or they try to take the sugar. Or the sweet which is present here. Listen. A small quantity of sugar or a small quantity of sweet is placed. I place small quantity of sweet in one corner of my room. After some time, if you note, so many of the ants, many of these organisms, they come towards and they try to have all that food. How come they had that food? Some animals, by seeing, they move towards their food. They can track, they can find out. Tracking is nothing but finding out where the food is. Some animals, they smell and they find out. Some animals, they sniff. That is sniff, and some animals, they see and they find out. Example like vulture. If the vulture is moving, it's moving in the sky. Think, it is moving in the sky like this. With its powerful eyes, eagle and vulture, with its powerful eyes, it can able to see what is happening or which is available on the earth's surface. While it is moving like this, it starts, okay, it waves its wings and it will have a look, okay, towards the ground, and wherever it finds a food, whether it is a rat, whether it is a rabbit, or whether it is a chick, okay, baby of a hen, if it is found by that, it comes very fast, down onto the surface of the earth. It catches with its powerful class, CLAWS, with its powerful class, not CLASS, CLAWS. Okay, not this. Okay, this is different. This is class. Which class are you? 6th class, 7th class, 8th class, 10th class. Which class are you? That is CLASS. And which, okay, this CLAWS. What do you mean by this? This class is nothing but the, okay, the nails, okay, for the legs. With its powerful class like this, it will be, okay, with its powerful class like this, it holds that food material, whether it is a other bird, or whether it is a rabbit, rat, or a, okay, a hen, okay, baby of a hen, that is chick, whether it is a chick, whatever it may be, it catches that tightly and flies away, and takes onto a, okay, it settles, it flies, and finally wherever it gets a proper place to eat, it sits on that. With the help of its powerful beak, it tears the food matter into pieces. It tears that food matter into pieces. That food, what do we call it as? We call it as prey. What is that food we call it as? Prey, P-R-E-Y. What is prey here? Prey is nothing but food. Prey is nothing but food. So the prey which is available for that, which is with it, which is holded by its claws, it settles down on the rocky surface, or it keeps on a tree. Mostly it goes to the open place, okay, where more place is there, especially on rocks. It goes onto the rock, it sits upon that. Happily, with its powerful beak, it tears the food into pieces. It tears the food into pieces and takes all the food into it. Okay, later it digests. So like that, it obtains its nutrition. So as we discussed, different animals are different organisms. Okay, they track food by smelling, okay, by seeing, and also some animals hearing. By hearing, they can move from place to place and they catch the prey. And some animals by taste and also by touch. Okay, so like this, we see different animals. They'll be trying to have their prey. They'll get their food. They'll track their food. Different animals, they track their food. They locate their food by smell and also by seeing, by touching. Okay, so in this way, the different animals, they get their food. Now let's come to the other one. Do you know most animals are motile? Most animals are motile. So what do you mean by this motile? Motile. Here all those animals, maximum, okay, all the animals, they are motile. Okay, motile and immotile. Organisms which faces death, which die, we call them as motile. Okay, so we people, we comes under mortal, M-O-R-T-A-L. Motile or mortal, M-O-R-T-A-L. M-O-R-T-A-L. Or so we can say it as motile, M-O-R-T-I-L-E. T-I-L-E. So motile means which face death. And immortal, okay, I-M-M-O-R-T-A-L, immortal. What do you mean by this immortal? God is immortal. God is immortal. So immortal means here forever, he remains forever. Organisms are okay, which remains for longer period, okay, forever, which don't face any death. So those organisms, and those comes under immortal. God is immortal. He is eternal. He is eternal. He or she, whichever it may be. So God is immortal. No death for it. Whereas we people, we are having death. So we comes under motile, or we comes under mortal. We face death. Let's see the other one. As we discussed, herbivores, carnivores and omnivores, which are said to be herbivores, which eat only plants or plant products. We call them as herbivores. Carnivores, which eats only animals, which eats only flesh of the animals. We call them as carnivores. Example, lion, tiger, fox, wolf, cheetah, etc. Next, omnivores, which eat both plants and animals. We call them as omnivores. Example, human beings, crow, dog, etc. comes under this omnivores only. And as we discussed, organisms, there are two types. One is mortal and next one is immortal. I told you, mortal is nothing but which faces death. Organism which face death, we call those as mortal or motile, M-O-R-T-I-L-E. And which don't face death, which don't have any death at all, which are eternal. So we call them as immortal, like God. God is immortal.